So when we look at the cervical vertebra, there's two special ones, C1 and C2. C1 is also known as the atlas, and C2 is also known as the axis. So if you look at C2, it has this thing sticking up, which is called the dens, also known as the odontoid process. And then that serves as the axis. So then I'm going to put C1 on top of that. So that's the atlas. That's going to rotate. So this is going to be your pivot joint, right? That allows you to turn your head side to side. And then, just to round out the picture of all this, well, I can build it this way. So here's the base of the skull. So here's where the spinal cord starts coming out of the foramen magnum. These things are called occipital condyles from the occipital bone. So I'm going to put C1 is going to articulate there. There would be cartilage in between, but C1 articulates there. So there's C1 and C2. That's forming that synovial joint, that pivot joint that allows us to turn our head, right? So it allows us to turn our head right and left because of that dens interacting with the atlas there, C1 and C2. So again, C1, the atlas, it qualifies as a cervical vertebra. So C1 does have the transverse foramen. It does not have much of a body. This is where the body would be. It's not much at all. So C1 has the transverse foramen, not much of a body, not much of a spinous process, but it has a very big hole for the vertebral foramen. And that's the atlas again. And then C2, where the body is, it has the dens sticking up to allow for that pivot joint to turn the head right and left. And then it does have those transverse foramen, one transverse foramen here, another one here, and then it does have a little bit of a spinous process.